What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. So, what do we do when Bitcoin hits 100,000? 100,000. We almost hit it today, and there's still time, right? It went as high as $99,300. That's so wild. That's so wild. Hang on. I need to pad my numbers, guys. I'm gonna go watch this stream on my other channel to get some more watch time. Let's see if that lets me do it. Let's see here. There we go. There I am. Haha. All right, just checking the stream. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you guys are here. Let's see. There it goes. All right. So today we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do when Bitcoin hits 100,000. What is your plan for when Bitcoin hits 100,000? Let me know in the chat. While you guys get ready to say something, let me do the the first segment of the show. All right, here we go. Sat strength. What's the price of Bitcoin today? Let's see. There it is. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $97,776.50. You can buy 1,022 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So if you can accumulate 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. The goal for the show is to one day accumulate one whole Bitcoin. We're at 0.3 Bitcoin as we stand, but you know what? I got a little pep talk before the show started from Satwise Jenks, and he's right. He's right. The objective should be to hype up and continue to get towards that one Bitcoin goal for the show and for yourselves as well. Okay? So anyway, let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could be worth 10 Satoshis, not even 11 Satoshis, 10 Satoshis for a single penny. It's crazy. It's wild. We used to get 40 to 39 Satoshis for a penny when the show started. It's pretty wild. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay. Let's get into why we stack. Yeah? Let's do that. Here we go. Why we stack. All right, this is just a little inspirational pep talk to bring home the point that there's a lot of things happening all over the world, and all that stuff, it matters to a certain extent, but to the Bitcoin network it doesn't matter, right? So the Bitcoin network's always going to continue to put out more blocks every 10 minutes, right? So it's like we're on the brink of breaking through 100,000, right? That's crazy to me to just even think about that, right? But the craziest part of that is that 100,000 is not that $100,000 worth. So that a Bitcoin being worth $100,000 will be as a Bitcoin was worth $100. $100 Bitcoin. People that bought Bitcoin for pennies or got it for free were thinking, damn, what am I gonna do when Bitcoin hits $100? And then people that got in after that, before it hit $1,000, were thinking, damn, what's gonna happen when Bitcoin hits $1,000? It's gonna be crazy. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sell all your Bitcoin when it hits $1,000 because that's the top, right? Same thing. When people are saying, what are you going to do when Bitcoin hits $10,000? Right? And now here we are on the cusp of breaking through $100,000, and you're gonna ask yourself the same damn question. What are you gonna do when Bitcoin hits $100,000? Are you gonna sell and have that be your legacy? I sold at $1,000. I sold my Bitcoin when it hit $100,000. When it hit $100, when it hit $1,000, when it hit $10,000. I sold my Bitcoin when it hit the new all-time high of 68,000. When it broke through 67,000, right? The previously held all-time high. I sold my Bitcoin when it hit a new all-time high of 80K because I knew it wasn't going to go that much higher past the last all-time high. For whatever reason you want to give yourself, right? When Bitcoin hits 100,000, if you sell your Bitcoin, it's going to be the biggest mistake of your life. Okay? Straight up. Not financial advice, it's just telling you. You're gonna look back at yourself, the guy that sold Bitcoin at 100,000, had 100,000. When Bitcoin's close to hitting $1 million, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be the guy who sold at 100,000. Right? You'll never be able to get as much Bitcoin as you had. It's crazy, right? So, I know it's exciting. It's awesome. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm super stoked on hitting 100,000, right? But in my mind, shit, dude, we already hit 100,000 and beyond, right? And I'm just stacking. I'm just in a time machine right now. My mind is in the future as far as the Bitcoin price, as far as where the price doesn't even matter anymore, what Bitcoin is. But my body is still in this time where I can stack the bejesus out of this Bitcoin at a price that somebody maybe next year will never see, right? At a price that I wish I could see before, right? Like wish I could time travel a little bit further back. But no, this is the time traveling spot I got to, right? This is the time when I can do something. And right now, it just doesn't make sense to do anything else but try to get to that one Bitcoin as hard as you can. I know. It was easier when Bitcoin was at 20K. It was easier when Bitcoin was at 50K, 58K, 60K, back to 58K, 62K, back to 58K, 70K, 80K. It was easier to do it back then before Bitcoin hit 100,000. It's easier to do it right now than when Bitcoin hits 140, 200, 300, 400, million. Okay? So through all of the ups and downs, the goal stays the same. And just as difficult as it seemed to get to a whole coin when Bitcoin was at 60K or 30K, it seems as difficult to get to one Bitcoin now with it about to hit 100,000, right? But are there things we can do today, now, that can generate some revenue that we can indiscriminately stack into our bags and acquire more of these Satoshis, right? How close are you? Don't tell me in the chat. Don't tell me in the chat how close you are to your one Bitcoin, or if you're at one Bitcoin. I don't want to know. That's your business, and you should never tell anybody, okay? But here for the show, we worked pretty hard, I'd say, to get to 0.3 Bitcoin, right? You saw the stuff I had to do, but could I have done more? Oh yeah, I could have done more, right? I could have done a whole lot more, right? And is it water under the bridge? Should I be just like, okay, well, I missed it. I should have stacked harder when Bitcoin was at 30K. When Bitcoin was at 15.5, I should have done whatever I could, right? Well, if this thing has no top, because money printing has no bottom, then I need to put in the same amount of effort that I would put at 30K, at 15K, at 20K, as far as my stacking goes, right? Because we got to get to one Bitcoin. We just got to do it, okay? So, yeah, the show must go on. We must continue to stack, and I'm going to figure out more creative ways to continue to stack a little harder, okay? It might be doing other things besides the show. Now I'm still gonna do the show, but I'm gonna do other stuff outside of the show, like maybe take on a side hustle, or I thought the show would be my side hustle, honestly. Talk about Bitcoin and make money talking about Bitcoin and stack that Bitcoin into the show, right? So Satwise convinced me to put my Lightning address here. If you guys want to donate to the show, I'm gonna start tracking donations to the show, and that will also count towards getting the show to 1 Bitcoin. Okay, so it feels super uncomfortable for me to ask for donations or for tips, but Satwise has a good point. You know, like I'm putting in the time to do the show, and it would be a good goal for the show to have. 100K, is that you? Knocking at the door, right? Let's go. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Satwise and for Hard Huddle. If you're in the chat and you want to say hello, but you can't chat yet, all you got to do is subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll have to wait for 1 minute before you can say hello in the chat. Once you do, say stacked once you've hit the like button. Okay? All right. So, to bring it all back, why do we save in Bitcoin? Because saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving ourselves a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. Bam. All right. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's move on to, unless anybody has any questions or anything they want to add to the comments, we're going to move on to the next topic of the show, or the next segment of the show that we like to call the Stack Recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking sats here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually buy Bitcoin. We actually buy it every weekday. So we started buying Bitcoin back in May 22nd, 2023, when Bitcoin was at $27,360. Oh my gosh. That one buy, actually it was a triple buy that day. See? We did a triple buy that day. See, look at the dates. Those $15, each $5 buy grew into, it tripled basically. Tripled since then, which is amazing. Okay? But the whole point of this show was to show people that, hey, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it slow and steady, gradually over time. We're buying it $5.20. Sorry, it's not $5. May 22nd, 2023, we started. That was Bitcoin Pizza Day. And we've been buying ever since, Monday through Friday. Each one of these lines represents an episode of the show. The show is on episode 335 today. And yeah, slow and steady, continuing to buy Bitcoin. Regardless of the price, we stick to our schedule. We buy $20 every Monday through Friday here on the show. When the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price of $62,929 in 2024, if the price were to ever drop below that, we'd buy a double stack for that day. But since a while, actually, the price has been well above our average buy price. So today we're only going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin for the show. Okay. The overall holdings for the show since the beginning are 0.3124947 Bitcoin right here. We've accumulated that Bitcoin through various methods. The primary method has been to stack daily, weekdays that is. And we've accumulated 0.2257 Bitcoin. Another experiment we did to inspire people to save in Bitcoin instead of saving in cash and putting it in envelopes. It was a TikTok challenge that's going around. We did the 100 Days of Bitcoin Savings Challenge back in Q2 of 2024. We set aside $5,100 by saving some cash into Bitcoin every day for 100 days. And that is currently worth, it's up about 45%. It's worth $7,437. We accumulated 7.5 million Satoshis that day, or for that 100 days. And we also sold a bunch of stuff, right? Including a graphics card that I just sold on the 1st of December. I sold that graphics card for $260. And I made 36 cents on it so far on the value of the Satoshis that graphics card represented. Okay. Because we're not only learning about DCAing, we're also learning about looking at things in a different way. The stuff around your house, it's trapped Bitcoin. It's trapped energy. Okay. The value of the item around your house can be converted first into dirty, stinking fiat money. Then you can use that money to buy the most pristine thing you can own, to buy Satoshis, to buy some Bitcoin, right? To buy fractions of a Bitcoin. And those little I guess you call operation flipping sats, those little liberated sats that you've done, slow and steady, right? They start to paint a picture for you. They start to open your eyes. That look, this sewing machine that I sold for $80 and I immediately converted those $80 into 147,864 Satoshis. That value that money represented at the time, since it got converted into Bitcoin, now that Bitcoin represents a lot more value than my original investment. And I didn't have to do anything else except for convert that energy into Bitcoin. And once it's in Bitcoin, it's just going to continue to appreciate. It's just the way it works. You know, I can't guarantee that Bitcoin is going to go up, but I can guarantee that the government keeps printing money, and when they keep printing money, the paper money keeps getting debased, and as the paper money gets debased, you need more and more of those units to buy the same amount of stuff, and in this case, the same amount of Satoshis, right? That July 1st, I needed $80 to buy 147,000 Satoshis. Today, if I try to buy the same 147,000 Satoshis with today's weaker money, I need $145 instead of $80. See? That is the real inflation that is the real loss of purchasing power that you get by holding dollars. So you want to get out of those dollars as soon as possible, because some people might tell you, only invest 1% of your portfolio into Bitcoin or any crypto, right? Only invest as much money into Bitcoin as you feel comfortable losing. But I got a better one for you. Only keep as much dirty fiat cash money as you feel comfortable getting debased on. All right? Take that. All right. We also we did that one. Yeah, okay, we got that. And then the last example for the show before we continue on to do the actual purchase for today is we have the mortgage calculator. Okay. 2 years ago, a year and 11 months ago, if your mortgage was $2,500 a month, or if your rent was $2,500 a month, and instead of making a double payment on your mortgage, you took that second payment and you put it into Bitcoin and you bought yourself 15.2 million Satoshis instead of making that $5,000 payment on your mortgage to kind of get the principal down. Nah, man, you just take the extra money, you buy the Bitcoin, and now 2 years into the future today, well, a year and 11 months today, you, in essence, the extra payment that you made to yourself in Bitcoin that bought you 15.2 million Satoshis has also bought you 6 months worth of house payments if you were to cash that Bitcoin out today. Because look, now your house payment is only going to cost you, since the price of Bitcoin has gone up so much, your rent payment of $2,500 is still going to cost you $2,500 in cash, in USD. But since you set aside your money in Bitcoin, that in order to get $2,500 worth of value, you only need to spend 2.5 million Satoshis instead of 15.2 million Satoshis. Okay. So you've in essence sextupled your money. And if you did this for 2 consecutive months in a row where you paid your mortgage and you struggled your ass off to get an extra $2,500 to set aside and put into Bitcoin, you would in essence have bought yourself a whole year worth of mortgages in 2 extra payments for your house back in January, about 2 years ago. Okay. So yeah, that's wild. It's pretty wild. So yeah, that same concept was something I tried to explain with my burrito index, but it didn't really hit hard as your mortgage would hit, right? Because a mortgage is more real. The rent is more real than a burrito, right? You can cook at home, I guess, not have to buy a burrito, but mortgage, you got to pay that mortgage. You got to pay that rent, right? But if you paid yourself a little extra and say that in terms of Bitcoin, you're putting yourself ahead. You're putting yourself ahead because if you did this for the whole year, right? For the whole year, now you have what? I can't even do the math in my head right now. What is that? Every payment is 6 months worth of rent. So every 2 payments is a year's worth of rent. So that means that you have six years worth of you. If you would have done that for a year, you basically have enough saved in Bitcoin to pay your mortgage for 6 years at the current price of Bitcoin. Because the longer you hold it, the more it's going to go up. And now one extra payment that you did 2 years ago could end up paying 1 year worth of mortgage, right? We're not far away from that. It's pretty wild. Anyway, so hopefully that inspires you to study a little bit about Bitcoin, learn about Bitcoin. You've seen the ways that I've applied the technique to, in essence, get wealthier. We're getting wealthier live during the show, guys. Like you can't mess with the numbers, right? All we did is we set aside $10,000, slow and steady, little by little. And through various other ways, like I just showed you, we saved a bunch of Bitcoin. And now this show that had nothing, with a less than 400 subscriber audience and currently 4 people watching on the stream, this show has done better than most shows with a way bigger audience, just by the virtue of having a treasury reserve that's in Bitcoin, right? The only thing that's missing from my flywheel, from my Michael Saylor flywheel, that hopefully will start happening soon, is this channel getting to, I think it's 500 subscribers. If this channel gets to 500 subscribers, you bet your butt we're going to enable what are called subscriptions. And I'm going to take those subscriptions and put them right into the show bag. I'll list it for you guys. You guys will be able to see what the money's going into, and you guys will see hopefully that'll get us that Bitcoin flywheel going for the show, right? It'd be pretty cool. It'd be a pretty good example to have, a pretty cool case study to have, because if a little rink-a-dink channel like this can do it, man, imagine a company with actual revenue, right? Imagine you start a business where you're generating revenue and you have positive cash flow. Man, you pipe that cash flow into your Bitcoin, and it's like getting paid more and more for jobs you already did in the past. It's insane. Anyway, I got my laser eyes on right now, guys. So let's just buy some Bitcoin before it keeps going up, because I see it pumping again. So before it gets back up to over 99, let's do this purchase. All right. Now that we know how much Bitcoin we're gonna buy, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some sats and blow some eardrums. Shoot. All right, here we go. Where's here? As you guys know, I'm using Strike right now. Hit that buy button. Keying in $20. Hitting next to see the preview. There's the preview. At 98,000, I'll take it. All right, I'm gonna cut the music. Start the drum roll and hit confirm. Yeah, hit it. Hit confirm on this $20 buy of Bitcoin today. There it is. Live during the show. We are now. Oops. We're up an additional 20,100 Satoshis. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. 20,100 Satoshis. Damn. All right, let's update the spreadsheet, guys. I got the spreadsheet all up to date. We're caught up. Look at that. Let's check on the German sats. Look at our German Satoshis, guys. When Germany was offloading their bag and they kind of had the price dipping down to 57,000, 56,000. Did we falter? We did not. We didn't hesitate. We knew that Bitcoin selling, that we knew that Germany selling its Bitcoin did not change the protocol of Bitcoin. Bitcoin continued to put out blocks every 10 minutes while Germany was selling their Bitcoin. And we bought some of those German Satoshis. Look at that. Tasty German Satoshis. It's almost doubled. Not doubled yet, but it's getting there. Okay? When Bitcoin hits 120,000, we have doubled it. Okay? All right, let's populate the bottom of the sheet with today's buy. 12/4/24. Today's purchase came in at $98,706.47. Will this be our last purchase at under 100,000? Are we making history today? Yeah. 0.000201. Are we making history today with this epic, with this purchase? Are we making history? Are we making history today with this purchase? Who knows? Yeah. But in case we are, we continue with the plan. Stack hard until we get to 1 Bitcoin. We'll get there eventually. Out of all the buys we've done, just look at that. They're all green. They're all green, except for the buy we did on the 21st and today's buy. But come on. What other investment is going to give you that? There it is. Now we're going to copy this data. Oops, let me make this go. We're going to copy this data over to the other one. To the ongoing sheet. And then we'll get our final total for the show so far. All right, we're going to do a poll real quick. It looks like Bitcoin's making like a little S curve. Not an S curve. It went up. It came back down to like the 50 moving average. And I think it might be getting ready for another run. And there's nowhere else to go but 100K, baby. We're at $98,534. We are how far away from 100K? How far away? We are, okay, still percentage. 1.5% away from 100K. 1.5%. Bitcoin does moves at 1.5% in its sleep. Well, I'm asleep. So it's at this point, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I think the big dogs with all the money have something set up so that whenever it gets close to 100K, they're selling it to keep it down. But the wall is gonna fall apart. The sell wall will be defeated. Yeah, it's had so many attempts now to break 100,000. 99,870 was the closest it got, and we're getting pretty close now. I don't know. Do you think it'll happen? Let's see. Start a poll. 100. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start the poll. Boom. 100K today, all the way until midnight tonight, or this week, or this month. Oh, today. I'm on the today gang. It's so close. It's so close. Even if we just get like a violent, what do they call it? A stop, what do you call it? When the market maker just kind of tries to hit everybody's stop losses, you know? What up, Carl? Round of applause for the live studio audience for Carl. What? So close to 100K. Yeah, it's gonna go. It has to go. And man. Okay. When it does, when it goes. You should have made this plan earlier. But think about what you're gonna do when Bitcoin hits 100,000. Do not sell. Not financial advice. I mean, you're the one's got to sell or not sell, right? It's gonna be tempting to sell, but if you sell, you're gonna miss the real pop. You're gonna miss the real rise. But again, do what you want. It's up to you. 100% says today. Let's go. Let's go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I looked up, like, it's been kind of like just kind of bouncing around 94, 95. And I looked up today before the show, and like, I love coming back to the chart. I'm guilty, guys. I always have the Bitcoin chart up. I just like having it up. It feels cool. I had the Bitcoin chart up the window, and I came back to sit down for the show, and I saw that the chart was off of my window. Like, it just went past the top of the screen. I was like, oh dang, did we hit 100,000? And no, we're so close. But I just know that one of these days I'm gonna walk back in here to my office, probably after my lunch break, or I'm gonna go to the restroom, or I'm gonna go get a snack or get a drink of water, and I'm gonna walk back into my office, and I'm gonna do a backflip when I see the price at 100,000 on the little thing right here. Or I'm gonna look at the screen and I'm gonna see that it's off the screen again, and there's nowhere else to go but 100K. That's so crazy. Round of applause from a live studio audience for Aaron. What up, Aaron? Where's the never on the pole? Aaron, dude, I totally feel you, dude. I have that. When I first got started with Bitcoin, I used to get that feeling in my stomach when I saw the price go up. That was like, damn, I feel like we're not closing it out yet, guys. Just the song went up on a song. I get that feeling in my stomach of like, oh damn, I didn't have enough time to orange pill my family and friends. They weren't ready yet, you know? But I've been trying to orange pill my family and friends for longer than this show. So at least 2 years, if not 3 years, right? That whenever I saw the price go up, I would be both happy and a little bit upset, a little bit sad that my friends and family didn't listen, right? But now I'm like, F it. I tried telling you and you didn't listen. You can start now if you want to. And if you want to start and you need help with something, I'm here for you. Let me know. I can help you set up your wallet or whatever, right? But I'm not going to push you to do it. It's your choice in the end, right? You can continue to be poor if you want to. And it sounds so mean. It sounds so mean. And I'm laughing. But it's the truth. It's sad, right? But I also would love to have another opportunity to get closer to one whole Bitcoin here on the show. Can you imagine? We should make this little guy right here. We should make him like a third colored in, a third full, because we're not at a whole Bitcoin yet. We'll make him into or maybe I'll put up a little over here, right there. I'll put up a Bitcoin meter. Yeah, I'll do like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put up a like a thermostat thing where it's like it's gonna have orange fluid inside, and it's gonna go from 0 Bitcoin to 1 Bitcoin, and as the show's stack grows, we'll move up that little marker on the thermostat of us hitting one whole Bitcoin here on the show. I orange pilled hard these days. Yeah. Orange pilling right now is a little bit easier than it was at like 30 or 20. But still, it just seems like it. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I'll still orange pill somebody that's asking about it and is receptive to it. I'll take the time to explain it to them, and I'll be super patient with them and get them going, right? But I'm not gonna sit there and argue over something with somebody because they think they know better about about finances or stocks and bonds and all these other investment vehicles that like are from the past, right? I'm like, all right, have fun with those things, right? And as I leave, I just uncork the grenade, take out the clip from the grenade, and the grenade is, have you heard of a hurdle rate? Just lob that in there as I walk away, right? Because unless you're beating the hurdle rate, whatever investment you're doing, you're losing money. You're still getting poorer. It looks like you're gaining money, but you're not gaining money faster than at the rate they're printing it. Bam! $36 trillion. We're about to hit 36.2 trillion. And it seems like just yesterday when we were looking at it at 33 trillion, waiting for it to hit 34 trillion, we're already at 36. Right? I think I just lost it, man. I don't have the patience for it anymore. You know? If you're interested in learning it, show up to the show. I'm here. My focus is ideally on teaching new people about Bitcoin, right? Yeah, you guys are here because you guys understand what Bitcoin is, and it's kind of entertaining, right, to talk about Bitcoin and stuff. Like, I get it, but ideally, I would still want to be helpful to people that are new to it, right? Help them avoid the pitfalls, if you will, right? Just teach people that all you gotta do is buy the Bitcoin, take self-custody of the Bitcoin, and that's it, right? Don't trade Bitcoin, don't buy poop coins, don't buy NFTs, don't buy ETFs, don't buy all the other stuff that's out there. Don't try to make yield on your Bitcoin that you already have by depositing it somewhere and then giving you yield on it. They're gonna rug you. Okay? Just buy the Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and repeat. Okay? All right. Let's see, maybe Aaron. People start to understand freedom is not for granted. Yep. We have a presidential election. Last week, extremists, communists got a significant number. Interesting. That's wild. I don't know what country you're in, Aaron. But, man, politics are crazy. Oh, interesting. Oh, man. Romania's, that's wild. Man, it's like you gotta just stack your stack and in silence, I guess. Not let anybody know you have it, because, man, I can empathize with you, man. That's a tough place to be in right now. It's crazy. But we'll be here. We'll show up. We'll be here Monday through Friday. Stacking sats, having a little bit of fun on the way, and hopefully picking up some new members along the way, teaching them the ways. Right? Get this music going. There it is. Once again, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. I'll be here again tomorrow. And yeah, what a crazy day. All right. I'll be here again tomorrow, or hopefully we'll be stacking sub 1,000 sats per dollar tomorrow on another episode of the Stack Sats Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.